All right, folks. Good morning. It's playoff Sunday. It's Paulie for Paulie Sleepers and the Undroppables. I've never done this by myself. Actually, that's a lie. I started off doing this by myself on YouTube, but not through the StreamYard. So I hope you appreciate a little bonus DraftKings content today. You know, to be honest, I quit putting out a lot of DraftKings content over a month ago because I'm just not having that great of a year. I've posted some hits, but definitely more misses than hits. But you know what I realized after watching the Beers six-pack on YouTube for like the third week in a row? He spends the first 5 minutes apologizing for like most of his hits most of his calls not hitting. So, there's guys like Awesome-Mo and Rotor Grinders that are really, really, really good at this, and I would recommend using them. But once a year, I hit, and I keep playing the Millionaire Maker because I tell the story. Some of you may have heard it. In 2018, towards the end of the season, it was the Niners versus the Bills, I think. Nick Mullins, George Kittle stack. I was literally one fingertip drop in the end zone by George Kittle away from winning $1 million. So my line was running. That week, I got like 38th and 70th in the Millionaire Maker with two different lineups. And I did the math on a 45-yard touchdown double stack from Mullins to Kittle. And I would have won $1 million. I would have won the Millie by like 10 points. So I'd keep chasing it. This is what I'm thinking this week. Shout out to Commissioner Breeze. For the last 3 weeks, we have been kind of powwowing on strategy. I actually wanted him to do this video with me, and he was unable to do so. He's busy. Got my coffee here. Might have a little Bailey's in it. It might. Okay, it's got a little Bailey's in it. Okay, it's got a lot of Bailey's in it. Quit judging me. So we've got a full slate of 13 games. I tend to like the bigger slates. It spreads out ownership. I hate having to worry about ownership all the time. And this week, I don't think you have to worry about it as much. With tournament strategy and GPP strategy, you got to hit the big plays. Like, a few weeks ago, if you didn't have Derrick Henry and or Tyreek Hill, you weren't winning money in the tournaments. So that's what we're looking to do. We're looking for some stacks. We're looking to have a few mini stacks and correlations in our lineups. I only play about 3 to 5 lineups nowadays because I do make sure I play every lineup in the Millionaire Maker. Last week I cashed with my Chiefs stack. So this is what we're looking at. I'll show you my first one. I mean, you got to have a Chiefs stack. Is that showing up? I think it is. Why don't I just tell you what it is? So we've got Mahomes with Tyreek Hill. Hill's been just banging lately. Could have smashed last week with a couple deep balls. The one ball that he thought he didn't catch and he caught, and another one that was called back. 60 freaking points 2 weeks ago, 30 points the week before that, 35, 25, 18, 18, 16, 21, 21, 15. One bust against the Bills, 5.5. So, I mean, you don't have a bust here. That's the one nice thing about playing him. If he doesn't, smash and break the slate, he's at least not busting your slate. You could put Kittle in there. You could run, a Kittle stack. You could put Demarcus Robinson in there. You could, put Sammy Watkins in there. This is going to be a little mini stack that I'm doing. I'm doing Mahomes with Hill and Mike Gesicki, who's got some really nice touchdown equity and good red zone usage. KC's 25th against tight ends. And then we've got Corey Davis in this stack. I think I played him a couple times this week. Corey Davis, I feel like it's not chasing points because Jags have their top 3 cornerbacks out. So Corey Davis has sneakily been having a great year. He was on my sleepers list this year. If you guys follow me in the Undroppables, it's been on our website. Corey Davis was on there since day one. I felt like this was his year to break out. And I really thought that they would feature him and trade them, actually, was my kind of going theory, but that's not happened. But also, he's a tough he's not going to bust on you either. His floor is 10 to 12 points. He's got plenty of games in the 15 to 20 point range. Hit his ceiling last week of 38. Again, I don't think we're chasing points. It was 12 targets, 11 receptions. Obviously, this could end up being a Derrick Henry week, and there's a strong chance that happens. But I think Corey Davis will eat. We also have, because we're spending so much money with Mahomes and Hill, and I have Derrick Henry in this stack as well. We've got Braxton Berrios. So that's going to be kind of a late-minute call here if Jamison Crowder sits. So I think Jamison Crowder is trending out. I think Braxton Berrios at the minimum 3,000 is a cheat code. Playing in the slot with not Bradford, whoever that guy is. Flacco? Who is it? Darnold. Sam Darnold? Yeah, that shitty Jets quarterback likes to throw to the slot a lot. Tim Patrick's in this stack. I think I have him in another stack as well. He's been balling out. Judy's been a little banged up. Also looking at wide receiver cornerback matchups this week. Tim Patrick is going against Dante Jackson's backup. He's hurt. So that's a good sign. And then let's look at Berrios here. Yeah, going against Ugo Amaldi, giving up the 8th most points in the slot, out of the slot. So that's a good matchup. And Corey Davis, let's look him up real quick. I know he's got a good one. I posted the wide receiver cornerback matchups on my Twitter earlier this week. I do it every week. Yeah, he's going against Luke Barcode, Baracco, whatever. He's been getting gashed. So that's a really good matchup for Corey Davis this week. Again, the Jags guys, those are all backup cornerbacks. So we're also going to round out with this lineup with Giovanni Bernard. See, with the tournaments, man, you got to get cute sometimes. And I don't think anybody's going to make this play because he hasn't been doing anything of late. But he showed potential in the middle of the season, getting 20 and 23 points against Cleveland and Tennessee. He's had tough matchups ever since then. He's got a great matchup this week, I think, at home versus Dallas. Dallas is 21st DVOA against running backs, and they've given up 3 of the top 6 team rushing totals on the whole season. I saw a graphic go up the other day. Oh, this is my buddy Josh. I don't even know if you could pause this. You know what, Josh? I got to call you back. I was going to put Josh on speakerphone, but so that's that one. Mahomes, Henry, Bernard, Tyreek Hill, Tim Patrick, Braxton Berrios, Mike Gesicki, Corey Davis, and then we're going to go with the Eagles D. Defense this week is just really tough, guys. I'm thinking the Eagles, they are pretty good against running quarterbacks, and they've got a pretty decent pass rush, and I'm hoping they get a pick against Taysom Hill, a pick or two, maybe even a pick 6. I don't think having them in your lineup is going to kill you. So, yeah, defense is just – it's whatever, man. It's about like tight ends, really. It's impossible. So we got to go with the Russell Wilson stack this week. Going to pair him with DK Metcalf. I mean, not that you even really need to look at DK's matchups, but it is important to see if he's getting like top shadow coverage. He's struggled this year. If Lamar Jackson decides to shadow cover DK, then all the merrier. Lamar's the one that gave up that deep pass to Henry Ruggs to lose the game last week. He's absolutely been getting torched. The Jets secondary is horrible, just horrible. Lockett has not been himself. DJ Moore has sneaky upside, maybe a sneaky play, but the big play here is DK with this stack. And we're going to have to put Berrios in this one too, just so there's a little correlation there. We would play a Jets tight end here, but do they have one? Does he exist? For my longtime followers, you'll get that. This stack also has Derrick Henry. We're going to go with David Montgomery in this one. He's got a smash spot against Houston's 31st ranked DVOA run defense at home. Then we're going to go with a little Brashard Perriman for an extra correlation. It's pretty much just going to be those two guys this week. So there's no Denzel Mims, and Jamison Crowder is likely out. Obviously, adjust this stuff if Crowder plays. We're going to go with Hayden Hurst at a cheap play here this week. There's no Julio, and there's no Olamide Zacchaeus this week. So it's pretty much just Calvin Ridley, Russell Gage, and Hayden Hurst. And Gage does not do well when either Julio or Ridley are in the lineup. Actually, his ceiling games are when he's the number 3 and both those guys are healthy. So I'm fading Russell Gage, even though you guys know that he's been a sleeper of mine. So we're going to go Hayden Hurst at 3,700, excuse me. And then we're going to round out this play with the Panthers D. Shout out to Commissioner Breeze again. He put me on this play. High double-digit points the last 2 weeks. They've really been swelling up. They've got Drew Lock at home. That might be a really nice play at 2,900. And then Kiki Kuti. I was going to fade him. This is another, question of whether you're chasing points or not. But Buster Skrine for the Bears has actually been doing pretty decent in the slot this year. He's out this week. I posted earlier who's playing in his place. I've never heard of this guy. Deshaun Watson absolutely loves QT, so I think he's a great play at 5,000. So that's my second play. Wilson, Henry, Montgomery, DK Metcalf, the Jets boys of Perryman and Barros, because they're going to be throwing a lot. Hayden Hurst, QT, and the Panthers. I've only got 4 stacks, so there's only 2 more to go, guys. I really like this one. We're going to go Brady today against Minnesota. Brady's coming off a bye. He's been rested. He's probably really pissed off because they've been playing bad, and he has a chance to shine here at home versus the Minnesota horrible secondary, 29th DVOA against wide receivers. We're going to go ahead and double stack him with Evans and Gronk. Evans has the matchup this week. Let me double check it here really quick. Yeah, against Cameron Dantzler, who's giving up the second most points to wide receiver ones this year. Antonio Brown has a little bit of a more difficult matchup. And Godwin could play this week. I mean, Godwin's a little cheaper, so that's not a bad play. We're going to go with Gronk. Minnesota's 19th DVOA against tight ends. Gronk has been doing great lately. It's been hot and cold, actually. So the Rams and New Orleans gave him a tough time, but those teams are really tough against tight ends. Carolina, KC, Giants, Green Bay, Denver, all of those recent games are double-digit points. So he should be in the 12 to 20-point range. And we're going to bring it back with both of Minnesota's wide receivers going against what's turned into kind of a pass funnel defense here in Tampa Bay. Their secondary started off the year really well, but they've been slipping. Justin Jefferson and Adam Thielen coming back. We're just looking for a shootout here, if you haven't figured out what I'm going for. So Brady with Evans and Gronk, Justin Jefferson and Adam Thielen. That's the big stack. And then we're going to round that play out with Melvin Gordon, who gets to play Carolina, who is very, very, very Swiss cheesy against running backs. And Melvin Gordon looked great last week. Phillip Lindsay's been coming off of an injury. He's not been doing good. He's not been getting much run at all. I think he's been getting like 2 to 4 points a week the past few weeks. Last week, Gordon ran 15 for 131. against Kansas City, and actually this is a better matchup than that is. The only way Denver's going to have a chance at this game, in my mind, is going to be to control the clock and run the piss out of the ball. So even though you generally want home favorites with your running backs, Melvin Gordon's only 5,200. I like him. I don't think a lot of people are going to play him. We're going to go with the Eagles again. And then as our cheap play, because in case you haven't figured out, we've been spending a lot of money here, we're going to go with Lynn Bowden. Shout out to Beezy for turning me on to him today. Gaskin is out with COVID. Salvin Ahmed is out. You've got Patrick Laird, who they've not been using. And then you've got DeAndre Washington, who will seemingly be the starter this week. I am strongly advocating against relying on DeAndre Washington to do anything. I hope to God you don't need him to win your playoff matchup this week. To me, it smells like a Brian Hill situation, or who did I tell everybody not to play last week? The guy in the Raiders guy, Devontae Booker. So to me, this really smells like that. And then also Washington is coming off a hamstring. Lynn Bowden, who was actually drafted by, I believe, the Raiders and let go, got some run last week. He got 4 carries for 41 yards. He got 4 catches for 41 yards. He got a carry that he turned into 10 yards. Basically, 5 touches, averaging over 10 yards a clip. I think that'll increase. Last week, he scored almost 10 PPR points. So if he gets me 10 at a $3,000 price tag, then he's done his job. I like him to probably get a little bit more than that. Berrios, Bowden, these are the dart throw plays that you need to hit on DFS GPPs to be able to Josh, I'll call you back in a minute, damn it, to be able to hit these. And then we're going to go with Chris Carson. So a little leverage off of what if the Seattle game turns into some, pass interference calls that get them down to the 1 yard line, and then Carson can just trot it in for a touchdown or 2. Also, I think his pass catching ability is going to be increased here because the Jets are pretty good against the run. And again, I just don't think a lot of people are going to play Carson. So that's where we're at on that one. And then our final one is going to be Ryan Tannehill going against those that Jacksonville secondary that has 3 missing cornerbacks that I mentioned earlier. So we're going to correlate Tannehill with James Robinson coming back on the other side. I think that's a nice little stack, and Robinson's just been getting all the work. God, this guy's just a beast. I don't have to go over his numbers. You guys know he's been smashing. A.J. Brown has a great matchup this week to stack with Tannehill. You could stack him with Jonnu Smith if you want to. That's actually probably what I'm going to do. I've got Tyler Eifert in there to come back because he's playing from the other side, so that's not a bad idea on the stack. It looks like Eifert has a shoulder injury, but he's going to be good to go. So I don't know. You can go Jonnu or Eifert there. It's up to you. Definitely going to put Corey Davis in that lineup. Tim Patrick. And Tim Patrick, we have a little mini stack here. So on this one, we're going to do the Panthers defense with Mike Davis. I don't think a lot of people are going to play Davis at his price tag. And he's got a implied win at home, and he'll get all the work, and he's got pass catching upside. So the little correlation here is we've got the Panthers D with Mike Davis and Tim Patrick coming back. So there's kind of 2 stacks in one here. The other play is Ronald Jones. I like this play this week. Breeze likes this play this week. It's leverage against that game shooting out, and same thing, like I said earlier with Chris Carson. Maybe there's a couple plays that end up being pass interference calls where it gets them down for an easy walk. Also, the Minnesota defense on the run is not that good. 18th DVOA. He is the starter there. I know Leonard Fournette fans want to argue that all the time, but Jones is the starter as long as he doesn't fumble the damn ball. And again, I don't think a lot of people are going to play this play. So you got to be sneaky sometimes. So we've went 20 minutes here. We're going to get out of here. If you like the content, let me know. I could do it again. Also, I'm going to be cooking chili later. And if anybody wants to make a comment and want to see a chili video, maybe I'll do a video on my chili recipe. Hey, love you, all your followers. Shout out to the undroppables out there. Shout out to everybody for getting through this tough COVID season with all the quarantining and all the bubbles and all the this is the new normal and all these things that I hate to hear. And I hope this vaccine is going to hook us up. So love you. Peace.